waiting for it. And it is. Hello. We're getting ready, gearing up. Bethesda's E3 press conference. And oh, just stuff. E and that. Wait. Hello, Crystal left. So we are going to be taking a look at press conference today. A lot is on the docket. Got not a lot totally things we know definitely. Dishonored 2 is happening. It's talked about. It has to be talked. Um, that was announced last year's E3. In this other things that have been questionably announced, there was a leak in games retailer that Skyrim mastered next generation. We know that Bethesda had been working on that as more of a as just kind of a testing of how difficult it would be to bring games to the Xbox One. We know that the work don't quite know whether that'll actually see the light of day. Hopefully today we'll find out is an actual thing or if that retailer is reacting to other otherwise we have Doom that just released, so we probably see that map. See what comes out a lot. Of course, Elder Scrolls Online is still kicking. Elder Scrolls Legends is still a thing. So we'll definitely see more from the card game. Another expansion, but um, but we'll find out. I wouldn't be surprised if they came up. Yes, oh. So yeah, Wolfenstein maybe. Else they have there's talks on whether Fallout 4 DLC up. Know that there's going to DLC Fallout 4 based on like model for the pass and out so far. Still waiting to see that shakes out. Obviously, with console mods and modding, they're definitely going to highlight the community aspect of it. Goes. I apologize that I look as shitty as I do. Feel about as shitty as I do. My audio keeps cutting in. Oh, it's my mic gate. I should probably turn. Noise gate. All right, we're gonna roll. We're gonna roll without that. Yeah, that's my noise gate. That I usually do when my windows are open, but they are not open because the outside air is trying to kill me. So we got 8 minutes until show. I've got the video kind of running here. These two guys are just talking and looking like fools, so I haven't been showing them for the obvious reasons, as they look like fools. We're gonna go live with that in a little bit, just when the pre-show kind of counts down. Um, so yeah, recap: Dishonored 2 going to happen. Elder Scrolls Legends, they'll have to talk about more. Elder Scrolls Online, I'm sure might get some content. In addition, Fallout 4, Doom just released, still pumping out content. Almost a year later for Fallout, and almost a couple months later for not even that, a month later for Doom. And then of course the Skyrim remastered. We'll see if that actually sees the light of day. So let's We got 7 minutes left. I can kick on the video stream. We can take a look at. It's Adam Sessler and Morgan Webb. I think we actually will pop over to them and see what they have to say. As much as I don't like showing other commentators, I like and respect both of them. And I can't imagine what they're talking about now. So let's pop over to them and see what we got. Probably unmute that would be good.
And dig deep to reveal even more info about all the games you'll see tonight.
So be sure to stick around for the entire live stream and
let me know if that
follow us
audio
throughout
is
the
good.
event on Twitter at Bethesda using the hashtag BE3. So send us your comments, and if we answer one of your questions on air, you might even win something awesome that I can't show you yet. Trust me, you want it.
You actually do.
You do.
Now, it was just a year ago that Morgan and I reunited for the first time in years to host the pre and post show for Bethesda's first ever showcase.
Yes, and it is good to be back together again.
I would say so. Now, do I look older or just balder?
I wouldn't open that door.
Of course, a lot has happened in the past year. For example, Bethesda released a small game, the Fallout 4.
Oh, I have heard of that game.
Yes, and somehow it managed to be one of the biggest releases of 2015. You know, I actually am still playing Fallout 4. Not because I'm inept.
No?
Well, not because I'm inept in playing Fallout 4. I'm an inept in other things. But because Bethesda's managed to release 3 different add-ons. The most recent one is Far Harbor, which I've only just begun to explore.
Yeah, it's huge. It's actually the largest landmass
not even
of any
finished.
Bethesda add-on.
Actually, I'm almost finished
even
today.
bigger than Skyrim's Shivering Isles. Plus, it's got that spooky vibe. Something is going on up in Maine. So how about we take a look at Far Harbor right now?
Okay, let's go ahead and
bring my daughter home.
Mute this for a little bit while they're chatting about Far Harbor. It's the most recent Fallout 4 DLC. It's pretty great, actually. I've been playing it. I actually played it more today. Still trying to chug through it to get to a finale. There's a lot going on there, and it's very dark and very watery, and the two things I don't like are darkness and water. So that's fun. That's really fun for me. All right. What we got? T-minus 5 minutes till the show. Oh, excuse me. Peace. I've watched this trailer so many goddamn times. Boo! Far Harbor. All right, let's kick it back to them.
Yes.
Creepy and fun. Here's another fun fact.
Yeah.
I love bipedal fish creatures. They're my only friends in my fantasy life.
They have the lures on their heads. They're really cool.
Exactly. So, Morgan, do you actually have a favorite moment from Fallout 4?
I spent so much time getting my settlements up and running
and
trying to make them look a little bit nicer. I mean, slapping a painting on that rotted out wall, I think it really spruces the place up a little bit, doesn't it?
Yes, yes. It really ties the whole lean-to together.
Yes.
Now, I have to be honest, I really love the freedom to build in Fallout 4.
Yeah.
And I really, really did try to make things nicer for my settlers, and I failed all of them. Even in the apocalypse, I am not Jonathan Adler.
I think they should be happy that they have beds, right? They always complain to me about their sleeping arrangements. Did they not see my painting? I crafted that myself.
All that time in apocalyptic paint. Now, I got to the point where I just be slapping down a sleeping bag and like, here, is that good enough for you? Oh, you want a roof over your head, I see. Well, too bad, because this is what you get. What other people actually can pull off in creating those settlements is absolutely incredible.
I know, they did better than me, so you guys should get ready to get jealous.
All right, 3 more minutes. Are we showing off crafting? In this game that we've all spent a lot of time crafting in. I'm pretty sure that this trailer had a different audio. I almost am certain this had audio, but this had like the song behind it. This is from last E3, by the way. This trailer. Yeah, and then they're gonna show the, yep. And then they're gonna show the boy thing, the vault boy. I think. These are all terrible looking settlements, by the way. Those lights aren't in the game. Maybe they aren't. They are now. Maybe. What'd I tell you? What'd I tell you? Right there.
All right. I think this is true for many, many people.
Yep.
I love the setting of Fallout 4, especially in those denser parts of Boston, and how it juxtaposed that
walking around those today.
sci-fi with actual historical locales. And I also remember just how awestruck I was the first time I stepped into Diamond City. It was just like, wow, this is like some kind of odd fantasy horror in my mind.
Yes, the great green jewel.
Yes.
You guys should totally try the power noodles. They're worth the price. I didn't
This
really
guy
think he
live
was a
streaming
baseball
right
fan,
behind
though.
him.
That's why I'm a little surprised about it.
Well, no one ever really
Right behind
presented
Adam's, like
baseball
right here
from
on
a
Adam.
survivalist perspective before, so it really kind of got
Alright.
to me. Now, there was also this time, and this is very, very
I'm
true.
stalling.
I stepped inside the Massachusetts
time.
State House just to like maybe pick up some aluminum and some glue because you
Aluminium.
need all the glue in
you
the
have
world.
a lot of people relying on you.
Now, about 2 hours later, I'm still there. I don't know how far underground I'm going, and I'm just fighting bigger and bigger Mirelurks. It was just one of those wonderful, surprising moments about the game.
Yeah, so who's your favorite character?
Nick Valentine, hands
Okay.
down. He's actually probably one of my most favorite characters in any game ever. I love detectives. If I lived in a fantasy world where things were more mysterious, I would be a detective. So hanging with him and going through his special quest was just deeply satisfying. I mean, the idea of having a world-weary noir robot Gumshoe
1
as
minute.
your buddy,
Please.
that just won me over.
Please cut to the
Pretty
show.
much had your name written all over it. I can say that my favorite thing actually was probably having the Pip-Boy on my iPad. I'm completely obsessed with it. It made it very convenient. I can probably blame some of my deaths on not actually paying attention
You're
and
like, "Ooh,
playing on my iPad. So,
I'm leveling up. Oh, I'm dead.
oh, I'm not leveling up anymore. Why isn't this working Oh,
Yes.
right.
Well, speaking of tablets.
Yes.
Transition.
I love it.
We
Fallout
can't forget
Shelter.
about Fallout Shelter. At last year's
There it
showcase,
is.
Bethesda both announced and released Fallout Shelter. And
Yep.
since then, it has become the most played title from Bethesda Game Studios. Are you still playing Shelter?
I am, because I have to make sure my resource-sucking babies are going to grow up to be productive members of society that I can exploit for more resources. Kids are
Nobody is
useless.
still playing Fallout
Oh, I
Shelter.
did name one of them after you, though.
I really hope you didn't send him to the barbershop for a haircut.
No, because I systematically bred baldness out of my vault.
You monster! Oh, okay. Can you at least put me in a
This
room
is
with the parrot? I love the
it's
pets in the
frightening.
game, but I'm
Yeah.
all down with the parrots.
All right, I will hook you up with a parrot to make all your
10 o'clock,
weirdo
all right.
pirate fantasies come true.
Let's
Arty.
Okay.
let's go.
There are
Let's
other
go with the
updates to
show,
Fallout Shelter.
Bethesda.
They also added rooms for crafting items. They added a day and night cycle, new weapons and armor, and new characters, including Old Longfellow, who's the new companion you meet in Fallout 4's Far Harbor.
Far Harbor.
Harbor.
Shelter, though, is not the only place where you can be crafty. Bethesda began to officially support mods for Fallout 4 with the release of the PC Creation Kit in April. And you can now check out the thousands of available mods and install them directly in your game, or you can browse them online
On both
at
PC and
Bethesda.net.
Xbox One.
Now,
Here we
even
go.
better, Fallout 4 mods are not limited to just the PC anymore. Or they're still created on the PC. You can now install mods on the console. In May,
Definitely going to be
mods came
talked about
Xbox
today.
One, and they're arriving on PlayStation 4 later this month.
So
Yep.
let's take a look at some of the coolest Fallout 4 mods.
I bet you none of these people are getting any money or recognition for this right here. Horse armor. God, I use the confetti blood mod. It's the best mod. It's just so much fun. I notice how they don't have any of like the cheat menus in the little thing there. Because apparently that's half of the mods on this thing is in closed beta. It's not anymore.
You know,
Shut up,
to be fair,
Preston.
that really just scratches
What a
the
great
surface
mod.
of
Yeah.
what's available out there as a mod. And I've always been amazed at how creative people are them. It's like with the shelters and the apocalypse. I am just proud to get my pants on in one try.
We're proud of you, too.
Yeah. Fallout fans really know how to
Those
go
two still
all
have
out.
chemistry.
Okay, but not just Fallout fans. Doom fans know how to go
10 out
all
too.
out too.
That's right. Doom was released last month, reminding gamers that the best way to win something is to keep moving forward and never stop.
Always moving forward. When everyone got to see the original gameplay demo at Bethesda's E3 showcase last year, people were amazed at the fast pace. But when we sat down to play, we got to see the depth of the game. I love the rune challenges. I know you are still working on some of those.
Yes, that Rich and Richer challenge.
Rich get richer?
With the rocket
Yeah,
launcher.
yeah.
Tweeted me any advice on how I can do this. I am stuck.
We should track down one of the devs to do that for you. That's their job, right?
Oh, that's right. We're here at Bethesda.
Yeah, right?
There's something more convenient. Still, tweet at me, whatever. Anyway, I also like to unlock those classic maps because it really does highlight just how much gaming has changed from when the original Doom really. It didn't create, it wasn't the first, but it really, started the FPS movement. If you want to make something with a classic feel, you can also do that in SnapMap.
Yes, and SnapMap is kind of fun for a couple reasons. First, somebody always makes a really, really easy map that gives you 1 billion points. That's the one that I play first. And then second, people
Stupid
make some really
exploiter,
interesting and
Morgan Webb.
imaginative things.
Now, if you guys haven't
Foolish,
played around
foolish
with SnapMap,
exploiter.
it's pretty easy when you get started, and it gets really deep if you want to dig in. Things just snap together, hence the name. Snap Map. And you can scroll through available options. You can place every enemy individually, or you can let the AI place them for you. You can create the triggers to spawn enemies, or put them all in one room to build a really uncomfortable hellspawn mixer. Or you can do a lot, and you can do a little.
Yeah, and you also, what I love is you have a lot of control over the look and feel of the environment. There are way more options than I imagined. So I was inspired by the grainy filter to work on a film noir adventure with demons. However, I am actually sad to report
I didn't type
Fedora
that.
is not part
I
of
didn't
SnapMap.
type that.
I was disappointed too.
Because they're part of every aspect of gaming.
My hands are right here.
But if that's not enough for you, there is, of course, competitive multiplayer.
Yes, and the thing I love about the competitive multiplayer is
really
it
thought
really
this
is a
was starting at
throwback
10.
To, when
Really
I
kinda
started
banking on
out,
that.
Yep.
back in the Tech TV days, there was
Guys
the
are
Quake
just
3,
vamping.
that kind of classic way of competitive multiplayer. But then when you add in the ability to spawn in as a demon with the demon powers, that's where it also has this contemporary
So how's
feel,
everybody else
and that
doing?
really has a
Everybody
really
doing good?
interesting effect on,
Ready for
on
this
the
to get
flow
going?
of the matches
I
and how
am.
the focus shifts during the course of them.
Yeah.
Now, Doom and Fallout 4 are just some of the Bethesda games we're playing.
I didn't
And
update
Morgan,
the titles.
Yes.
I do understand you've been spending quite a bit of time with the
Absolutely
Elder
right.
Scrolls Legends, which
I
is
have.
the strategy card game based in the Elder Scrolls universe.
the Elder Scrolls
that Bethesda
Legends that
first
we're going to
announced
talk
at last
about
year's
today,
showcase. It's currently
I
in closed
hope.
beta.
It is. So back in late April at PAX East, Bethesda announced the game was in closed beta. I am not ashamed to admit that I was able to snag myself an invite.
Aren't you the lucky one? Now, this being
I
a
didn't
closed
get one.
beta, I know that everyone has agreed not to utter a word about their experiences, but it's just you and me right here. So
Oh,
how
yeah.
about you just tell me how it is?
No, you're just gonna have to see for yourself. If you can get an invite, I recommend batting your eyelashes.
Like this? Please.
It's not gonna work. Hope is not lost, however. There is a video of the game in action. Roll tape!
Roll tape.
Welcome to the Elder Scrolls Legends, a strategy card game featuring creatures, characters, and lore from across the history of the Elder Scrolls.
I
Each
think
battle
this is
begins
new.
with a hand of 3 cards. When it's your turn, you draw 1 card and gain 1 magicka, needed to play your cards.
Just like
Place a
Hearthstone.
card on one of 2 sides, called lanes.
This is actually a pretty cool mechanic.
Some
The whole
lanes
lane
have
mechanic.
special
It really,
conditions that
like,
alter
adding
the
one
field of
thing
battle.
really.
Choose to attack a card in the same lane, or attack your opponent directly. You win when your opponent is out of health. Take enough damage and
Yeah.
one of your runes will shatter. Each time this happens, you will immediately draw a card that could change your fortunes.
Yeah, the whole prophecy cards totally changed the
Your
field of battle. Like
choices.
it
And a
can
little luck.
quickly turn the
can
tide.
tip the
Anyone knows
scales
from
defeat to
other
victory.
card games, it's a snowball.
Battle anytime or anywhere, on your own or against other players. Test your might in a full campaign. In quick skirmishes.
the same video from a couple
Or
months
in the
ago, by the way.
arena, where you'll face a gauntlet of foes. Build your collection of allies, armaments, and magic. Combine your cards to create powerful decks. Train your cards to increase their power. Choose your strategy. Choose your path. Choose your destiny. And become a legend.
Cool. Are you guys ready to
Legends
show
isn't the only Elder
10:07?
Scrolls game that's
10:07,
having
guys.
a moment. The Elder Scrolls Online had a very big year.
Yeah, so even though the game has been available for more than 2 years, they've made some really big updates to Elder Scrolls Online since
more
launch.
than 2 years.
Let's see, there's Imperial City. Players finally got to face off against Molag Bal's army. Then in December, Orsinium added over 20 hours of new content to Elder Scrolls Online.
They also made a whole bunch of changes that the community and media really responded to. The Elder Scrolls Online went from what the devs admit was a rocky start to being named Best MMO at the end of 2015.
But amidst all the bright news,
Really?
the Elder Scrolls Online has also recently launched Thieves Guild in April, and Dark Brotherhood also launched on PC just last week.
So ever since the launch, they have really wanted to explore the
How much
lore
does
that
it
we've
cost
all
to
loved in
start
other
Elder
Elder
Scrolls
Scrolls
Online
games.
right now?
For example, they picked the Gold Coast of Cyrodiil for Dark Brotherhood.
Like Kvatch, which 400 years later gets obliterated by Oblivion demons. You kind of want to tell the residents not to get too used to the place or not that attached. As an Elder Scrolls junkie, this is exactly what I love about ESO. It's getting lost in all the expansive
Let's see
lore
how
and
much
geography.
it costs to
And
start.
speaking of fans, we would like to take a moment to say hello to all of the Bethesda fans around the globe.
From London to Moscow, Paris to Tokyo, gamers have gathered to watch the BE3 showcase. And down in Australia, Bethesda's taken over the Sydney Opera House so fans can watch the showcase live.
And earlier today, we got to chat with some of the gamers here in LA who lined up to see the showcase. Let's take a look at what they had to say.
All right, here we are. It's a few hours before the start of BE3, but people have been lining up here since, I believe, 7 o'clock in the morning.
I know, this is a dedicated fan base. They know that the closer they are to the front of the line, the
80
better
bucks.
seat that they're going to get
Or I guess
inside the
60
showcase,
bucks
and that is a
probably.
big motivator, I know, for people to get here early, get their seat right
Looks
right
like
in
another
front of
buy
the theater.
one.
Exactly. One
Save
big
one,
screen,
kind of.
front row. It's exciting,
Sorry?
but let's better understand some of the hardest
see that?
core Bethesda fans.
No, you don't. Cool.
All right, now you couldn't have a showcase like this without some amazing cosplay. Now you helped build this, so you can tell us a little bit about it.
She's cosplaying Keeper from The Evil Within. It took us forever to make this tenderizer, and it took her about a day to make that.
I mean, look, I love that game, and I love the Keeper. Everyone else knows him as Boxman. Would you mind just trying that on for one quick sec? I just got to see this. Yeah, that's really, really, really effective. Wow.
And what was the inspiration behind this costume? Like, you know, what spoke to you about it?
It just took us like 2 days to finish The Evil Within, and we played that like all night, and that was giving us like little heart attacks, and we just fell in love with the game.
So what else are you guys
Cool.
excited about? What are you excited to see here today?
Oh, Evil Within might get something
For
today.
one, gameplay for Dishonored 2, because we've been so excited. Just the first trailer from last year, waiting in line for hours. We're just like, yeah, I hope we get to see other stuff. Maybe Elder Scrolls? Maybe new Elder Scrolls?
Well, actually, going back to
We all
Dishonored
hope so,
2,
too.
I mean, now we have an adult, grown-up Emily Caldwin. Is that something you're considering for cosplay?
I'm actually working on doing Emily. I started the scarf last year, and I've been thinking about like what swashes I'm gonna use, like what kind of fabric, and trying
Zoom
to put it
pan.
all together and trying to make it
Focus on these
nice.
two.
Maybe for packs, maybe for later on, maybe this next year, but it's gonna get done.
All right, well, I'm really looking forward to it. And on that note, I think all four of us and so many other people out there are excited for another and maybe deeper look at Dishonored 2. But
Hey,
let's
someone
right
pull
now
up the
look at
E3
last
drinking
year's
game, by the
trailer
way.
to get us all excited.
Because I'm pretty sure Gene's and... Oh, here we go, Dishonored 2. Might as well watch this.
It's happened again. Someone's pulled the rug out from under you. An empire at your feet, and you've lost it all. Be honest, did you really deserve any of it? More important, what would you do to get it back? Careful, there's always a price to pay. What you decide will ripple across the years. Blood in the gutters and corruption on the wind.
Gross.
It'll be fun watching this unfold. What will you do with the power I've given you?
This is the same trailer, right, from
How
last
will
year?
you make
Yeah.
your mark
Yeah.
on this wretched world?
Yeah. Cool.
Emily Caldwin.
Ah, reveal.
Nothing is an accident. Everything is in motion. All of it has led you to this exact second in time.
I never got into this game. I feel bad about it. Oh no.
Think before you strike. If you kill me, you become the assassin we claimed you were. You become one of us!
The years are long, but it's always good to see a familiar face.
I'm pretty excited for that. I think some people in here might be excited for that
Pretty
too.
excited. That's a nice.
All right, here we go.
understated
Finally.
term. Well,
Yes.
15
you will
minutes
not
late.
have to wait long. Bethesda
Sure.
has announced that Dishonored 2 will be available worldwide on PlayStation 4, Xbox One, and PC November 11th.
Now you play as either, I know they're excited for that too. You play as either Emily Caldwin, who we just saw in the video and who looks super awesome and who's who I am going to play as, or Corvo Attano, who is also pretty awesome, but I am playing as Emily.
Well, both characters are fully voiced, and they bring a different perspective and play style depending on which one you play. So, you know, there's a good reason to maybe play both.
Yes. They do have different, they do have different powers also. If you played the first game, you're going to be familiar with Corvos. They are going to be significantly upgraded. Emily's are actually all new, so as always, there are going to be tons and tons of ways to play the game. But I do want to make a note of the location that we saw in the trailer. It has a very different feel than that sort of industrial dun wall that we saw in the first game.
So the city is called Karnaca,
Yes.
which is really fun to say. Try it all together. Karnaca. Karnaca, Karnaca. It's like Machiku Kakotani, you know? It's just fun. It rolls off the tongue. Anyway, it's based on southern Mediterranean countries like Greece and Italy. But what I noticed was the significant verticality of the city. Does this mean that, you know, we're going to be going really, really high, be up in the clouds, getting vertigo, and that's how we're going to be doing the sneaking around?
At least Emily will be when I play as her.
Okay, you're going to play as Emily.
Did I mention that?
I think you did.
You know what I didn't see in Karnaca, though? I didn't see.
What
Yes.
did you see?
Rats.
Rats, maybe rats. Yes. There are significantly less rats in Dishonored 2.
Is that a problem?
Unless you use Corvos
Dishonored
to
1?
Swarm, because then you're going to have some rats there.
Right.
Although, I don't know, the rats seem to be a little bit more pleasurable next to the blood flies. Karnaca seems to be filled with
Blood flies.
Blood flies. That sounds so friendly and warm and cuddly.
They're kind of cute. But we both have a significant amount of affection for Dishonored, rats
Yes,
and all.
we do. It was my personal game of the year back in 2012, the year that it came out, and I played through it 3 times since then. And I would say, if you haven't had the chance to play it, I do highly recommend the Dishonored Definitive Edition, which is on current-gen systems with all the DLC included. Having said that, if you haven't played the original, trust me, you can jump right into Dishonored 2 without a worry.
All right, guys, I think we've had enough speculation.
Yeah.
Don't you?
I think
We
so.
have.
I think so.
I have a sneaking suspicion that we're going to see a lot more Dishonored 2 tonight.
I have one of those sneaking suspicions as well. I don't know
Yes.
where it's coming from. All right, guys, the showcase is about to start, but we will be back in an hour with exclusive interviews and new info. So please stay tuned to the live stream and follow along on Twitter at Bethesda with the hashtag BE3.
And send us your questions and comments. If we read yours, you might even nab a special giveaway that you want. You want it, trust
All
me.
right, they're timing me. I'm getting excited. Everyone
Yes.
here getting excited?
I'm
All right.
very excited.
Ready,
Honestly.
6, 5.
4, 3, 2,
All right, guys,
1.
enjoy the show.
Joy.
Cool. All right, here we go. Trailer time. Let's rock. This is where I go. Well, I'm going to freeze frame that in a little bit. Oh, Quake. Wait, really? Quake? This isn't going to be like a Overwatchy class-based, is it?
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Studio Director of id Software, Tim Willits.
I truly hope Bethesda is not doubling down on let's make something Blizzard does.
And welcome to the Bethesda E3 Showcase. Yes, Quake is back.
Yes, it is.
The game
Apparently.
that defined competitive multiplayer is back and better than ever. You know, it's hard to believe that 20 years ago, Quake was first released. And, you know, if you'll excuse the pun, the aftershocks can still be felt to this day. Quake set new standards for multiplayer and pushed the boundaries for graphics and gameplay. Quake also became a pioneer for esports, and 20 years later, Quake is still played in tournaments across the globe. The biggest of those tournaments is our very own annual gathering, QuakeCon, which will attract this August tens of thousands of people to Dallas. As a co-designer of the original game, I'm extremely proud and excited to be standing here today to announce the next chapter of this great game, Quake Champions.
Hold for applause.
Quake Champions is a competitive, arena-style, first-person shooter for the PC, designed for players of all skill levels. Whether you are new to Quake or have been fragging for the last 20 years,
I have to put out a video
Quake
after this.
Champions will give you the challenge and rush you'd expect from id Software multiplayer games. Now, we know that high-end performance is critical with this type of game. You know, so be assured, as with any id Software game, that Quake Champions will be fast, with amazing graphics running at 120 hertz with unlocked frame rates.
Okay.
Yes.
Those are all important to people.
You're going to
who-
get
those are
heart-stopping
important to.
action that will keep you on the edge of your seat as you fight in classic arena combat. Quake Champions also taps into another hallmark of the franchise, unique and badass characters. The game
Here we go.
features a diverse cast of warriors, each with different attributes and unique abilities, allowing you to fight the way that you want. And you know that id has a long tradition of supporting competitive tournaments, and that continues with Quake Champions. The game is designed for world-class esports play at every level, from the world's greatest Quake players to anyone willing to test their skills in the arena. So as part of the launch plan for Quake Champions,
Seriously, who in the chat
Bethesda will
thinks
be
this is going to be
supporting
Overwatch
and
2?
expanding
They're going to try and copy
competitive tournaments
Overwatch.
and leagues
I
beyond
really hope
QuakeCon.
that's not the case, because
And
Quake
we'll
is an
have
amazing,
more to share
amazing
about that
franchise.
in the coming months. I hope you enjoyed this sneak peek into our newest game. Join us at QuakeCon in August, and we'll have even more to talk about. And now, please join me in welcoming Bethesda's Global Vice President of PR and Marketing, Pete Hines.
The wonderful Pete Hines. If you haven't checked out our interview with Pete Hines from PAX, please do. He's a wonderful, wonderful man to talk to.
Thank you. Thank you, Tim. As Tim said, we'll have even more to
Shameless
show
plug.
on Quake Champions this August at QuakeCon. I mean, it's right there in the name. How would we not have our new Quake game at QuakeCon? Make any sense? But right now, we're not at QuakeCon. We're at E3, the biggest week in gaming, and this is the Bethesda E3 Showcase. So welcome to everyone here with me and to the millions of you watching online around the world. Thank you for joining us. We planned this showcase just like we make all of our games for you. Now, last year our showcase kicked off a big year for Bethesda, one of the biggest in our many years of making games. So let me mention just a few highlights. The Elder Scrolls Online was released on console and became
Yes, it
one of the
was.
best-selling games of 2015 and was named MMO of the Year.
Surprisingly, I don't think there were many other MMOs that year.
We launched Fallout Shelter, the very first mobile game from Bethesda Game Studios, and it became an instant hit and winner of multiple Mobile Game of the Year awards. In November, Fallout 4 was one of the biggest launches in the industry. So you've heard of it. Good. And won numerous Game of the Year awards, including at DICE and again at the BAFTA Awards. And now Fallout 4 is bringing user mods to Xbox One and soon to PS4 in a way that's never been seen before. And just last month, the new Doom was released to rave reviews.
Get it? I'll shut up.
Now, the original Doom almost single-handedly popularized first-person shooter games, and now you have a new Doom game, faithful to its legacy with some of the best graphics and gameplay ever, and millions of fans have been enjoying the fast-paced action and creating and sharing mods using SnapMap. The response to all of these games has been amazing, and your enthusiasm and support for us has encouraged us to go even bigger. You just heard about our new Quake game. Let's see what else we have planned for you guys. At last year's showcase, I told you about The Elder Scrolls Legends, a free-to-play collectible card game. Now, as I said last year, I am a huge fan of these games. I play them a lot. So this is a game I'm particularly excited about. Legends provides a very deep strategy experience through both single and multiplayer modes, beginning with a campaign complete with a compelling story, interesting characters, and some great gameplay. The story is told from the perspective of a moth priest named Kellen. I'll let him tell you a little more as we take a look at the campaign's opening cinematic.
So moth priests are the priests that maintain the Elder Scrolls in the series. They basically go blind because the Elder Scrolls...
The Elder Scrolls show us what was.
And what will be.
And what yet will be.
Look at that.
And they have revealed much to me.
Spare us your stories, old man, unless they can sharpen spears. Our war chief is dying. Our enemies are massing for another attack. We must prepare for battle.
We should go, Kellen. We have the scroll we came for. And this one smells blood in the wind.
Patience, Nog. I have words yet to speak here. Stories can do surprising things, Spear Maiden, whether they are true or not. And
Is that me or is that the stream? There's a chance that's me. Nope. Alright, we're good. Everything's fine.
the Emperor fled north, giving Cyrodiil to the invaders.
Alright, sorry.
This is the story of
I swear I didn't do
forgotten
anything.
hero who changed the very course of history.
Mobby, if it was my fault. I will put a
When
link to
Legends
that
begins,
video
you're set
in the
on a path
description
to discover the world
for
of
you.
the Elder Scrolls in a way you haven't seen before. The choices you make define your approach and unlock all the depth the game has to offer. A two-lane battlefield provides more variety and strategic depth. Players make decisions that change the cards they want to improve or add to their decks. And we offer a full single-player campaign, as well as multiple ways to play against the AI or other players in both battle and arena modes. Now, we began public beta testing in April, and so far the feedback from the people who have been playing has been terrific. To celebrate E3 this week, we'll be letting even more of you into the beta to start playing. Now, if you haven't signed up yet, just visit Bethesda.net, create an account, and sign up, and be sure to keep an eye on your email. Also tonight, we're very pleased to announce that in addition to PC and iPad, Legends will be coming to iPhone, Mac, and Android tablets and phones later this year.
Nice. Full mobile support. I like it.
As I said, I'm very excited about Legends as it brings together an award-winning franchise that I love and a new genre, and whether you're a veteran strategy card fan or have never played a game before, it's a game we think you'll all really enjoy. And now, so long as we're on the topic of Legends, let's take a look at what the team at Bethesda Game Studio has been hard at work on.
Still talking about Elder Scrolls Legends,
Welcome
or
here to Bethesda Game Studios.
just Legends in
It's
general?
amazing to think it has only been a year since you
Do I need
first
to
heard
start a
about
new page
Fallout
of
4
notes? Nope.
at
Okay,
this
Fallout
very
4.
event.
Here we go.
And thanks to you, it became not just our most popular game ever, but one of the industries. It has simply blown us away, and we're incredibly blessed to have fans like you. Seeing what you've created, not just in the main game with the add-ons and of course mods, it is just incredible. And we're not done yet. We're excited to show you what's coming next for Fallout 4.
All right. Oh shit. Fucking finally, armor weapon racks. This will be cool. Mom Murphy. Next week, holy shit. Wow. Alright. Okay, alright, hold on now. Vault Builder. Spearman Dwellers, really? July. Alright. One more? Wow, holy shit. I just have giant letters Contract and Vault Builder written down.
It's all over, but the crying, and I can't get over crying over you.
Oh, here's another one. That's content. Wasteland Vacation, August.
Of course, we didn't just announce Fallout 4 last year. We also announced and released Fallout Shelter, which over 50 million of you have downloaded and played. We have a really big update coming out. Take a look.
I might have to get back into Fallout Shelter here. Oh, sweet. In July. All right.
We hope you're as excited as we are about all
That
of this
is a
stuff
very,
coming to
very good,
Fallout.
like,
We want to thank you
mobile
again, not just for your
game.
support over the last year, but your
It
support of
definitely
our
was
whole
worth all
studio
the
really
recognition it
over
got
the
for
last
it.
20 years. There is something else, though, that you've been asking us about, and yes, we've been working on it.
No way. Oh, okay. This is just remastered. All right. All right, here we go. Volumetric God Rays. I feel like all of these things are in like a PC mod somewhere, but it'll be really cool to have them supported by default. And bringing Skyrim, of course, to the Xbox One. Mods on consoles, there we go. That's what we've been waiting for. Skyrim Special Edition. Special
Ladies and gentlemen,
edition.
please
Mods on
welcome
consoles.
the president and
There you go.
co-creative director of Arcane Studios, Raphael Colantoni.
Arcane. That's. Which one's Arcane? Is that Evil Within, or is that? Any page of notes already.
Thank you.
Of course, I wrote them backwards.
Hi everyone,
so.
I'm very excited to be here tonight on behalf of Arcane Studios, the makers of Dishonored.
Dishonored.
Here's
your Dishonored news.
Our passion is for a very specific kind of game, first-person immersive games. Our games blend narration and simulation in a way that makes every player's experience different.
where players can improvise and where choices have consequence. Our games encourage replay in order to try different playstyles so that players are free to play their own way. In 2012, we released Dishonored. We were thrilled that the game was so well received by the gamers and the critics all around the world. That was like one of the best feelings for us developers. After that launch, my friend and co-director Harvey Smith took the lead on Dishonored 2, so he went to France in Lyon and worked with the team over there. Meanwhile, I have been busy in Austin working on something else with the team in Austin.
Oh.
And tonight I have a surprise for you.
Oh.
I'm going to reveal what that surprise is in a minute.
Okay.
It's a new game built on the values that are so dear to Arcane. It's another first-person immersive game set in a dangerous universe. Only this time we've added a psychological thrill. Here is the world's first look at what we've been up to.
Good morning, Morgan. Today is Monday, March 15th, 2032. You have a 9 a.m. appointment with Alex in his office. There is no duration set for this meeting. There is a 3 p.m. meeting in TranStar Conference Room A to greenlight research and development plans. Please confirm your attendance prior to arrival. The most recent test results from the Psychotronic. Good morning, Morgan. Today is Monday, March 15th, 2032. You have a 9 a.m. appointment with Alex in his office. There is no duration. Good morning, Morgan. Today is Monday, March 15th, 2032. You have a 9 a.m. appointment.
Good morning, Morgan.
That's right, Groundhog Day.
Looks like we have some tests to run through today.
Good morning, Morgan. You're not going to like what I have to say next.
Well, that seems terrifying. Ooh! Wow.
In Prey,
Prey 2?
you
Or
awaken
Prey-
aboard Talos 1, a very special space station. It is year 2032.
Prey
You are
remake,
the key
I guess?
subject of an experiment meant to alter
Wow.
humanity forever. But things
I
have
look
gone
confused because
wrong,
I didn't know
of
what that was
course.
going to be.
The space station has been overrun by an alien threat, and you are now being hunted. As you dig into the dark secrets of Talos 1 and your own past, you must survive using all the tools at your disposal on board of the station. Your wits, weapons, and mind-bending abilities. Prey will be available next year on Xbox One, PS4, and PC. We'll have more to show at the QuakeCon, so be sure to join us there. Thank you.
Ooh.
Hi everyone, I'm Marty Stratton, executive producer of Doom at id Software. Last month, we had the privilege of releasing one of the most
Doom?
iconic titles in our industry to fans around the world.
Okay, while this
We
is
challenged
while
ourselves
this is
to ensure
happening,
Doom
I'm
lived
gonna go
up
ahead
to
and
its incredible legacy, and we
shut them up about Doom for a second. Prey is an excellent game from the old, I think it's an Xbox original. A wonderful first-person shooter, very psychological, very good story to it. They were working on Prey 2, and then they canceled it. Bethesda canceled it. So this looks like kind of the revive of Prey. Very alien-based. There's a lot of mind-bending abilities, that kind of thing. All right, let's kick it back over to these guys.
Every player through Doom Snap.
Sorry that you can see the volume
allowing for
slider.
an endless stream
Not
of
actually
new
sorry,
gameplay.
but you know.
And in the coming months, we're excited to be supporting Doom Snap Map with free updates and even more ways to play. We'll be delivering new construction modules, including hell visual themes, as well as new props, objects, weapons, and items. While creators can look forward to new logic options
More
and
Snap Map.
functionality, like the ability to create true single-player experiences with features like the popular weapon wheel found in the campaign. And again, throughout the year, every SnapMap feature and update is free for every player. For multiplayer, next month we'll release 2 new modes, including a uniquely Doom variant of One Flag CTF called Exis, as well as an all-new multi-zone capture and hold mode called Sector. Later this summer, we'll turn up the heat with the release of 3 free-for-all modes, including Classic Deathmatch. These modes will be free to all players and playable on any existing or future maps. Also next month, fans can look forward to our first premium Doom DLC pack, Unto the Evil.
There we go.
The first DLC pack includes 3 new multiplayer maps, Offering, Cataclysm, and Ritual. A new playable demon called the Harvester, a new gun, equipment item, armor sets, taunts, and more. With just a month past since our launch, we hope you've only scratched the surface of fun we packed into the game. And we can't wait to give you even more ways to compete, create, play, and fight like hell. Thank you.
Very cool. New DLC. More SnapMap. SnapMap looks amazing. It's super complicated.
Wow, ton of great stuff there for everyone that's enjoying Doom. And again, we thank you, the fans, for making it such a hit. Doom has received near universal acclaim from critics and players alike for its fast combat, over-the-top demons, and amazing graphics, everything that it is known for. Now, it is also known as a longtime supporter of shareware, or for you youngsters in the audience, that's what us old guys used to call a demo. And in a nod to that tradition, we've decided to offer anyone that hasn't checked out Doom's amazing gameplay a chance to do it for free. So, starting tonight, you can download and play the first level of Doom on Steam, PS4, or Xbox One for free.
Nice. That is a very old school.
Now, this offer is only good this week, but we want everyone to have a chance to see why Doom is one of the highest rated shooters ever. So if you love super intense action or you just want to experience state-of-the-art gaming, go download Doom and fight like hell
shitty PC
on
can
us.
handle it.
We think you'll see what everyone else is talking about. Now, let's shift from Demons of Hell to Daedric Princes and Secret Assassin cults. Please welcome from ZeniMax Online Studios, the Elder Scrolls Online game director, Matt Firer. Matt?
Not as interested in this. ESO. See what we have to say.
Thanks,
ESO.
everyone. Good evening.
All right, lady.
This week is the 1-year anniversary of the launch of the Elder Scrolls Online on Xbox One and PlayStation 4. Because we were launching the game this time last year, I was a little busy and I wasn't able to be here in person, but I made sure I was here this year to tell everyone what's been happening with the Elder Scrolls Online. From the console launch last June to the release of 3 critically acclaimed DLC game packs during the year, all of us at ZeniMax Online have been really, really busy. But before I go any further, I want to take a moment and thank all of our fans for your support, your enthusiasm, and your feedback. We take it really seriously, and we continue to work to improve the game. And based on the response, you like the changes. Elder Scrolls Online was named the best MMOG of 2015, was one of the best-selling games of the year of any kind, and now supports a highly engaged community of over 7 million of you who have been exploring this enormous world of Tamriel. Let's take a look at some of the highlights from the Elder Scrolls Online from launch onward.
Oh. I'm dying over here. Bareback. I find it funny they've tracked that stat. You know, if I could find people to play, I might be interested in starting ESO. But unfortunately, with Legion starting, like, pretty much now, it's gonna have a hard time picking up, I think, at least for a little bit.
As you can see, the Elder Scrolls Online community is having a lot of fun playing the game. And our player community
One
is
girl in
still
the front
growing.
really likes
Tonight,
ESO.
I'm very happy to announce that on June 23rd, we'll be expanding internationally by launching Elder Scrolls Online in Japan. We look forward to welcoming these fellow adventurers to the exciting world of Tamriel. And for everyone who plays, we have a lot more great content on the way. For me, one of my favorite moments in any RPG ever was the Dark Brotherhood quest in the Elder Scrolls IV Oblivion. It was packed full of assassination and intrigue, and like me, fans everywhere loved it. So I'm particularly excited for the launch of the Dark Brotherhood DLC game pack on Xbox One and PlayStation 4 this Tuesday. In the Dark Brotherhood DLC, you'll travel to another location from Oblivion, the Gold Coast of Cyrodiil. The Dark Brotherhood has an appropriately dark storyline full of intrigue and mystery and brings all new repeatable quest gameplay to ESO. So, please enjoy the worldwide debut of the Dark Brotherhood DLC launch trailer.
Cool. This came out last week, though, right? Pretty sure? Pretty sure it did.
Sweet mother,
anyways.
sweet mother, send your child unto me. For the sins of the unworthy must be baptized in blood and fear. This is the Black Sacrament, Initiate. A contract that calls for murder. Now, go, assassin. Take your blade into the night. Be rewarded for your service. In our business of death.
That was just rude. Instead ran the dick.
Welcome, Initiate, to the Dark Brotherhood. And know this, in Tamriel, no one is safe.
Wow.
Especially from us.
Sweet mother, send your child unto me.
Thank you. Water delivery.
Our PC players are already having fun sneaking around Tamriel and learning more about this mysterious group. And we can't wait to see what happens when our console players get to experience the Dark Brotherhood this week. But that's not all. A core philosophy in the Elder Scrolls Online is to constantly make the game better. Since launch, we've regularly been adding innovative features such as the Justice System and the Champion System. And we're about to make another game changer.
Okay.
Tonight, we're announcing One Tamriel, marking another major evolution of gameplay in the Elder Scrolls Online. With One Tamriel, all characters will be automatically leveled to content in the world, allowing them to freely group with anyone they want, and also to explore the vast world of Tamriel with no level restrictions. This means...
That's pretty cool. That's actually a really cool MMO feature.
This means all content barriers are gone and there are no restrictions on alliances or questing. From the moment you get out of the tutorial, the entire game world is open for you to explore freely. You can go wherever you want and play with whomever you want.
Actually pretty cool.
This is the first time this has ever been done in a multi-platform RPG. We'll think you'll love it. One Tamriel will be coming to the Elder Scrolls Online this fall.
Oh.
In closing, I want to thank the awesome Elder Scrolls Online community for your support. We never take it for granted. We work hard every day to make your Elder Scrolls Online experience the awesome adventure you want and deserve. Thanks, everyone.
There's a really cool way to get people into your MMO, by the way, is to put all the content at a level that people can achieve. So that's a huge move.
Thank you, Matt. Well done.
Huge move.
Now,
good work, ESO.
We want you to get as much as possible out of this year's showcase. So, this year, after we're done here in the hangar, we're just going to keep the showcase going. Now, for those of you watching at home, our pre-show hosts, Adam Sessler and Morgan Webb, will be back to take over the stream, and they'll bring you exclusive interviews and more information about all the games that we're talking about here tonight. Here in Los Angeles, we've built an interactive space over on the other side of the lot where you have a chance to learn more about our games, play some of them, and meet some of our developers. Over there is also food, drink, and to make sure it's a real party, we have arranged a special performance by Blink-182, who will drop their new album. Who will drop their new album in California in a couple of weeks, and you get to hear them live tonight as they start their summer tour. Now we have another treat for you over there as well, a chance to experience the latest in virtual reality from Bethesda.
Ooh. All right. Yes, that's what I said.
Weren't expecting that, were you? Now, the first time anyone experienced modern VR was at E3 2012, and if you were there and lucky enough, you may remember getting to play Doom 3 BFG in our booth. Now, at the time, we had solved some of the toughest technology challenges posed by VR, and people were amazed. Since then, we've quietly continued our pioneering work in VR, and tonight, we want you to see and experience what you feel when you put on a headset and play the latest AAA games in the industry. Now, we have 2 games for you to experience. The first is the just-released Doom.
Interesting.
You can take a virtual tour of hell and get a totally unique look at the very latest in graphics.
You want motion sickness?
And true
Put Doom in
next-gen
VR.
rendering from our id Tech 6 engine.
Fuck,
in
that
addition,
would be hell.
we think the
No pun-
greatest
no.
promise of VR is
No
its
pun
ability
intended.
to immerse players completely into virtual worlds, and that the best games for that experience will be first-person open-world RPGs.
Yes, they will.
So we have Fallout 4 for you to play as well.
That is pretty cool.
Wander the Wasteland, check out the iconic Red Rocket, try combat. I'm telling you, with a Pip-Boy on your arm, a dog by your side, a gun in your hand, it's pretty incredible. Tonight, we're pleased to announce that Fallout 4 will be released in 2017 on the HTC Vive platform.
Oh, shit. 2017 Vive confirmed.
And if you thought survival mode was an intense way to experience Fallout, you ain't seen nothing yet. We want to give you a glimpse into where we're headed with VR, where you can expect us to remain a leader, offering our games on the very best platforms you choose. So be sure to check it out.
So Doom VR
Now,
is
for
just a
more on the
tour.
second half of the showcase, let's check in with Adam and Morgan to see what's happening and get an update on what they have planned. Adam, Morgan, what do you have for us?
Thanks, Pete. Now, we are here at BE3+, and this is sort of this experience that you guys are going to get to see after the showcase. We have some Bethesda VR over here. Now, right now, there's no line, so that's kind of tempting, isn't it?
So taking advantage of that. And over here, Elder Scrolls Legends for everyone to play. Pete, I fully expect to see you at one of these tables showing off that card mastery skill I know you possess.
Now, in here,
He
we're
does
actually,
possess it.
Adam and I
I've
are
seen
actually
him-
going to
I've seen him
be
do it.
interviewing some of the developers that you guys just saw their games on stage, so we're going to have a lot more information for you.
High
So
CPU
everybody on the
usage? What the
stream
fuck
needs
are you
to
doing,
stay
CPU?
tuned for that after the
Definitely.
showcase.
Lots of good info, but for the moment, let's go back to Pete and even more games.
Pete and even more games. Let's see, what do you have
Thank
left
you,
to
Adam
close
Morgan.
out
We
the
will see
show?
you guys in a few
Pete
minutes.
Hines.
But we are not going anywhere just yet because there is one more thing that we think you are going to want to see. Last year, we announced that a sequel to Dishonored was in development, marking a new chapter to the Game of the Year from
That's right,
Arcane
we haven't
Studios.
done Dishonored 2 yet.
We shared a few tidbits about the sequel, but for the most part, you could say we've been in stealth mode. Until now. Sorry, I couldn't help myself. Dishonored 2 is going to be a very special game, one that lives up to its celebrated legacy and then goes way beyond. To tell you more, please join me in welcoming the creative director of Dishonored 2, Harvey Smith.
Harvey.
Wow. Thanks, Pete. Hi, everybody. In Dishonored, you play a supernatural assassin in a
He looks like
steampunk
a
city. The game blends combat, stealth, and mobility, giving you many different pathways
like
and
a fat
approaches.
Todd Howard.
When the
Like an
original
older
Dishonored
Todd
was
Howard.
released in 2012, you embraced the game and made it your own. You discovered moves and combinations of powers that we didn't even imagine. We were thrilled by
seriously,
your
he looks like a
passion for
squished
Dishonored,
face version
and we
of
were
Todd
humbled
Howard.
by the
Like, he just
success of the game,
squished his
which won
face.
more than 100 Game of the Year awards. At last year's
Put a
E3,
picture of Todd Howard.
we announced Dishonored 2. So tonight, here with all of you for the first time, we're going to show you the game.
Great. Gameplay trailer. Real gameplay trailer? Question mark? Might have to cross that out. The bird's flying sideways. That's not...
Welcome back to the Empire of the Isles.
That's not what birds do.
Victorian-inspired
Birds
fantasy
don't do
world
that.
with a distinct style and
What?
an exotic cast of characters.
Sorry.
For Dishonored 2, we wanted to explore a new location, Karnaca, the jewel of the South. Our approach to world creation is very layered. Our art and design teams work together to create a strong sense of place with a well-realized culture. It's based on the people living there, the work they do, the architecture, economy, the climate, even the food and songs. In order to bring Karnaca to life, we've created a custom game engine designed to support our signature art direction and level design. We wanted Dishonored 2 to resemble a painting in motion, so we've given considerable thought to our lighting and the way it plays across every surface. We've created custom tools to support the interruptible, real-time narrative scenes necessary for a stealth simulation. And the same is true for our approach to audio, both in terms of atmospherics and stealth gameplay. All of these details make Karnaca more vivid thanks to our new technology, which we call the Void Engine.
It's a new engine. Did I understand that right? Void engine. So far,
In
no
crafting
gameplay.
spaces
Still.
for you to explore, we've got several creative goals. We want the environment to feel coherent and complete, plausible. Where do these characters live and how do they get to work? Is there a viable pathway that makes sense? Where do they take their breaks or stop for lunch? But it goes further than that. For Dishonored 2, we felt compelled to ask ourselves about the history of a given street or shop. What was there a decade before the player arrives in Karnaca? Often you can see the layers of history, watermarks on the wall from past floods, peeling posters and advertisements from years ago. We want every market, every alley to tell a story and to offer you the chance to see something novel or intriguing.
Dishonored was amazing at world building, so I'm not surprised they're focusing on it in the second one.
Dishonored 2 starts and ends in Dunwall, but most of the action takes place here in Karnaca. All right, there you go. Your first look at Dishonored 2. Thank you. On behalf of all my teammates at Arcane and Lyon who worked so hard to bring this to you, and my dear friend Rafael Colantonio, thank you so much for all the passion you've given the game. In the first Dishonored game, you played Corvo Attano, falsely accused of killing the Empress, the woman he loved and was sworn to protect. And you were blamed for the abduction of their daughter, Emily Caldwin. After escaping on the night of his execution, Corvo is gifted with supernatural powers and dedicates himself to avenging the death of the Empress and restoring young Emily to the throne. As we began to work on Dishonored 2, a single question haunted us. What became of Emily Caldwin? How would her experiences affect her, and what kind of ruler would she become? We envisioned Emily grown up.
Do we?
25 years of age. And then we began to imagine what she'd be like as a heroic figure, as someone fighting for her life against the forces of deceit. We developed a vision for Emily Caldwin that excited us, and at E3 last year, we shared that vision with the world. Dishonored 2 is set 15 years after the first game. Emily Caldwin rules the Empire, watched over by her father, Corvo Attano.
Did we know that? Did we know that was her father? I assume we did.
All hail Her Imperial Majesty, Emily Caldwin.
Loyal subjects, we're going through a difficult time, but today we honor my mother, the late Jessamine Caldwin. May her memory survive through the ages.
Emily.
You look tired, Father.
Every year, I think the anniversary of Jessamine's death will be easier, but it never is.
I wish Mother was still the Empress. I don't think I'm very good at this.
You're still learning.
Don't worry about the rabble-rousers, and we'll catch the Crown Killer, eventually.
People are saying it's you, but these assassinations are a misguided effort to protect me.
No, someone's trying to make us look guilty by targeting your enemies.
I wish I could just run away from all this.
Sometimes you do. You think I don't know about your nights out on the rooftops? Courage. The ceremony will be over soon.
Royal Protector and Father. I should have passed a law against that combination of titles years ago.
When an otherworldly usurper seizes the throne, the fate of the Empire is left hanging in the balance. Dishonored 2 offers you the choice of playing as Empress Emily Kaldwin or the Royal Protector, Corvo Attano. Emily and Corvo are both fully voiced this time, with their own perspectives and emotional responses to the events transpiring around them. Whoever you choose to play, you've got to flee Dunwall, your home, and travel to Karnaca in order to unravel the threads of a conspiracy and take back what's yours.
Gotta get away. I should talk to the captain of that ship.
Dishonored is known for unscripted, simulation-driven missions where no 2 players ever have the same experience. There are many pathways to explore as you penetrate well-defended locations, numerous ways to find and eliminate nefarious targets. In crafting the missions for Dishonored 2, we've put a much greater emphasis on big, interesting themes, either from a gameplay or fictional standpoint, making each mission a wildly unique place to explore. I'll explain a little bit more about that. Today we're going to show you the Dust District, an industrial ruin ravaged by terrible storms that hit at random intervals. In the Dust District, a militant religious faction called the Overseers is at war with the Howler Gang.
Right there.
The leaders of both factions
what is this game that I'm
are
playing?
to take
Believe
each
me,
other
I
down.
wish I was playing
You
this.
can
This
side
is
with the
Dishonored
Overseers
2,
or the
and it's also a
Howlers or
press
neither.
conference.
There are many ways to complete the mission.
She'll tell you more. I'll wait here in the skiff and take you back to the dreadful
This is Dishonored 2, right here. I'm not obviously playing that. That would be awesome. So we get some gameplay footage.
Everything you see here is rendered in the Void engine, designed to create atmospheric and exploration-rich spaces.
It's got that very Cuban-y, Mediterranean
To reach our target,
feel.
Vice Overseer Byrne, we've got to get past a Grand Guard checkpoint sealed off by a wall of light. A cruel security device reinstated by the Duke of Serkonos.
Orders from the Duke. We're losing too many people. Good soldiers blinded by that hallucinogenic powder the Howlers used, then stabbed to death or dragged down by the Abbey's hounds. One young lieutenant got hit by an Overseer grenade. That was it. He was one of the Duke's distant cousins or something.
Shit. Let's hope they do enough damage to each other so the fight goes out of them.
That won't happen until someone manages to kill either Paulo or Vice Overseer.
We've made much greater use of vertical space for Dishonored 2, encouraging players to explore the rooftops above the streets.
Out of my ears.
Nice kill. Good kill. Good clean kill. Does look cool. I wish I got into Dishonored 1. I've said it before. I'm not a huge stealth guy.
Dust from the mines.
Ooh.
The storm alters visibility for the AI and for the player. A random storm hits and Emily comments on it. Many of the security devices in Dishonored 2 are powered by wind, a unique feature of Karnaca. So here we're switching off the windmill to get through the wall of light. There'll be a lot going on in this next fight. Drop attack, guards climbing and vaulting, combat choke, and Emily using far reach to pull an explosive whale oil tank toward her from a distance.
Oh, that's pretty cool. It's not. It's like fantasy world. I wouldn't call it the past. I would not. I don't even really know how to explain it very well. It's a fun game if you've never. If you're into,
Let's
if you're into
jump
stealth,
forward closer to our target, Vice Overseer Burn. The Overseers are fighting the Howler Gang for the hearts and minds of the people of Karnaca. What happens here will influence Karnaca's future and the end games.
The Vice Overseer hasn't shared his plans with me. He's upstairs now, so I assume we'll learn something before long.
Here we're going to use Emily's Mesmerize power to lull a group of Overseers into a stupor, evading combat altogether. Mesmerize, they won't notice Emily or even remember that she was here.
There you are. I feel so empty right now.
Interesting.
Far Reach can be upgraded not only to pull objects from a distance, but also enemies, so you can finish them off in midair. This time, all of Emily's powers, which are new, and all of Corvo's can be fully upgraded using entirely new skill trees, giving you the ability to customize more deeply. If you're new to the Dishonored series, it's all about options and exploration, playing at your own pace. The game has many different pathways through each mission, and also different approaches, stealth or combat, lethal or non-lethal, and a wide array of supernatural powers that will dramatically change the experience as you play. We're very close to Vice Overseer Byrne's office now.
The Duke will topple soon. The Sisters of the Oracular Order have seen it, and I feel it in my bones. So this stalemate with the Howlers must be resolved.
Byrne is giving a briefing using a projector. We're going to plant a stun mine and then link several of the Overseers with Emily's domino power, so that whatever happens to one of them will happen to all of them. They share the same fate.
Interesting.
We suffered fatal injuries. Somehow we come back the next day to fight again. Whatever witchcraft we had.
Switching off the projector will attract Vice Overseer Byrne's attention, and when the mine affects one Overseer, it will affect all of them.
Go check, brother.
If I didn't know this was so scripted. It's very well laid out that nothing would go wrong. I would mess this entire thing up.
There are many creative ways to use Domino. Now we're going to show you Shadow Walk, another key power for Emily.
What was that game? It was a game
Shadow
that
Walk
did
is
that
useful
exact
for
Shadow
stealth
Walk
and
thing.
combat. You saw it in the announced trailer that we made for the game, and you can fully use it in the game. Like all the powers, it can be upgraded in a variety of ways. With Vice Overseer Byrne out of the
Dishonored
picture,
2,
the leader of the Howlers
tiny-faced
will
Todd
owe Emily a
Howard.
favor, and that's just one way to complete the Dust District mission. Before closing today, we want to demonstrate another signature environment from a mission called A Crack in the Slab. It's another example of the missions in Dishonored 2 and how they're built around big, interesting themes. This mission takes place in a ruined manor that's been sealed for several years. At the start, the outsider appears and explains that reality was warped inside this place after an occult event. Your supernatural powers won't work inside the manor, and even time behaves strangely, allowing you to travel back and forth between the ruined present and the past when the manor was lavish and refined. Here we're in the present when the manor is in ruins.
Huh.
Now we've moved backwards, years into the past, when the manor was still inhabited and guarded.
Interesting. Like time walk features, basically.
Looking through the lenses of the Outsider's timepiece, you can see the alternate timeline. This is useful for solving puzzles, as you've seen, but it can also be used to avoid or take down enemies. You can watch enemies in the alternate timeline and then step through to execute your plans.
Huh. It's actually a really, really cool mechanic. It's like having a very advanced stealth kind of field, but with time progression. That's very interesting. I'm curious to see how this fits into the story. Like why there's a thing that can let you travel through time.
We hope you're going to love the game as much as we do.
Time.
Thank you.
Travel.
I have to once again give a shout out to my team in France that worked so hard, and they are so passionate about the game. And the first game, they're really ready for you to get you guys to get your hands on it, and you don't have to wait long. All of you can leave your mark on the Empire of the Isles, because Dishonored 2 will release on PlayStation 4, the Xbox One, and PC November 11th, 2016.
November 11th. Mark your calendars.
Before I go, I've got one more thing for you. This is the worldwide launch of the Dishonored 2 gameplay trailer. You're seeing it here first. Good night.
Gameplay trailer. Real gameplay trailer. Cool. We're going to run through all of the announcements after the show is over. I've got 4 pages of notes, so we'll run through everything once this gameplay trailer is over. 1111. Okay. Oh, it's 11:11. Haha. They do make life easy when all their trailers are on their YouTube channel, except when they don't put their trailers and B-roll out, like around PAX. That's pretty annoying. But that's okay. It'll be up as the summary for EA should be up as soon as this video is over, as the stream's over. So I gotta edit it real quick. I gotta drop some last minute stuff into it. Unless Sarah figured it out, I didn't know. After this, I will be actually working on the summary for this. It'll be out tomorrow. So we'll have. Oh, she edited it. Good, wonderful. She got it working. So it is up. Dishonored 2. It wasn't much of a gameplay trailer. Cool. Dishonored 2. Alright. Are we done Bethesda? We're gonna do like a summary trailer real quick at the end here. Hashtag BE3. Hey.
Very excited about Dishonored 2. Could I please have another round of applause for the very shy and took off Harvey Smith.
Very shy and took off. Tiny face.
And everyone at Arcane Studios, those guys are fantastic. They've been working their butts off. Now, one of the things that Dishonored fans have been asking about a lot is whether or not we're going to do a collector's edition. So tonight, I'm happy to confirm that, yes, we will be doing a limited number of Dishonored 2 collector's editions. The collector's edition comes with a very cool replica of Corvo's mask as well as Emily's ring, and it'll be available through retailers around the globe, but supplies are limited, and as we saw with Fallout 4 last year, and you know who you are, they go out quickly. So if you want one, I suggest that you pre-order one before they all go away. Also, if you pre-order or digitally pre-purchase any version of Dishonored 2 for a limited time only, you will get a free copy of Dishonored Definitive Edition,
Nice.
which includes the original critically
That's a good
acclaimed
pickup.
game plus all of the add-on content remastered for the current generation of consoles. Cool.
Yeah, if you haven't checked out Dishonored, the first one,
Now,
and you're into that sort
games
of
like
gameplay,
Dishonored 2 and all of the games
that.
that we've shown here tonight don't happen by accident. There are wonderfully talented, dedicated people working hard every day to build games that thrill and inspire all of us. And I want to take a moment to recognize and thank the entire Bethesda team and all of our studios. So if you take a look, you'll see teams from all over the world who are joining us now. Would you please welcome me, would you please join me in thanking them all for their incredible and dedicated work. Thank you very much. That was great. So,
you're welcome.
From
Pete.
Quake Champions to Dishonored 2, from The Elder Scrolls Legends to Prey, plus all of the new content for Doom, The Elder Scrolls Online, Fallout 4, and Fallout Shelter, and the latest in virtual reality gaming, it should be another big year for Bethesda. Now, this has already been a great night, and we want to commemorate this moment and give you guys something special to remember it by. So for all of you here in Los Angeles, when you leave tonight,
bummer.
you'll get a special T-shirt.
Oh, it's a cool shirt.
Commemorating this event and all of the games that we've shown. And for those of you watching the stream at home, Adam and Morgan have T-shirts to give away, so keep watching for a chance to get yours.
There you go.
And that is everything we have to show you from this stage. So if you're here with me in the hangar, you can head over to the other side of the lot. If you're watching online, don't go anywhere. Adam and Morgan are about to take over the second half
We
of
will
the
be
stream.
going somewhere.
For the rest of our showcase, from all of us at Bethesda, thank you all so much for playing our games and joining us. That's it for me. Have a great night. Adam and Morgan, take it away.
All right, cool. Well, that is Bethesda's conference. So let's go ahead and kick this over to just me and my dumb fat face. All right, we had a lot of stuff come through the pipe with Bethesda. No shocker. They are definitely they've definitely got this E3 game figured out, especially with the press conference. So let's go quickly through what we have. First on the top, Quake Champions was announced. It's a revival of the Quake series, which redefined first-person shooters, especially competitive shooters. It's out from id Software, the same company that made the Doom series. Doom made Quake. Quake was kind of the competitive angle of Doom. So it's not totally shocker that they're making the next Quake game. It's competitive arena-based shooter on the PC, classic arena combat, unlocked frame rate, 120 hertz, all those fancy things you want out of a PC game. The one thing that's interesting, they have character classes with unique abilities and skills for each one, which sounds a lot like Overwatch. It sounds like maybe they might tap into that sort of gameplay market. They will, and then last up is they're going to announce more info on that at QuakeCon this August in Dallas. So if you are a fan of Quake, definitely check out QuakeCon this year. Would be a good time to go. Moving on from that, Elder Scrolls Legends, again, they announced it last year at E3. They brought it back this year to talk about it more. We actually got a chance to talk with Mr. Pete Hines at PAX East about Elder Scrolls Legends. Check out that interview if you haven't. They released a new story trailer with the Moth Priest Kellen, kind of going a little bit into the backstory a little bit. Unfortunately, the stream dropped right in the middle of it, so I don't have a whole lot of info if it had a lot of like content info. But the other thing is that there would be more beta signups coming this week. So if you haven't, head over to Bethesda's page and get on their beta signup page for a chance to be on that. Also, it is coming to PC, iPad, iPhone, and Android platforms, which means it is total mobile centric, which is great. Moving on from Elder Scrolls back down to Fallout. Fallout 4 just announced 3 DLCs in like a rapid fire. Awesome looking DLCs. Contraptions is coming out next week. On the DLC, so it's like conveyor belts and ball tracks and some cool stuff for your shelters and everything. That looked absolutely fun. Then after that is Vault Builder, which looks like you build your own vaults. You can create your own vaults, do tests on dwellers. That's actually kind of fun. It looks like it kind of feeds off the snap map a little bit. It seems everything kind of like snaps together underground, which looks kind of great. That'll be out in July. And then the third one is Wasteland Vacation, out in August 2016. They didn't have a lot of content on that. Just kind of panned up a shot of Nuka World, the Nuka-Cola amusement park. So that's probably quest-based, kind of probably a smaller zone than Far Harbor, but probably something you can get in there and explore. After that, they moved down to Fallout Shelter. There's a lot of new content has been released with Fallout Shelter in the last year after it got released at E3 last year. So now they're moving on to add quests and sending your dwellers out into unique environments and some new locations to explore. And as well, it's coming to PC in July. So you can finally get, if you don't have a mobile device that plays the game, or if you don't want to play on the mobile, you'll finally be able to play it on PC. And then last up from that kind of team, Elder Scrolls Skyrim is getting a remaster, just like we said it would be. Remastered on the next gen. It's Elder Scrolls or Skyrim Special Edition. All new art and effects, upgraded shaders, and all that fun stuff you get with a remaster. The biggest thing was mods on the consoles. So we saw this with Fallout 4. It has worked. So now they are pushing it down to Skyrim on the definitive edition, on the special edition rather. So that'll be good to finally have Skyrim and its mods on console. Over then, we got to take a cool new look at Prey 2, Prey, the revival of the Prey series after Prey 2 was canceled. It's a first-person immersive environment, psychological thriller. Not a lot of like concrete information on it. A lot of cool visuals though. But it'll be out next year on console and PC, and there'll be more at QuakeCon in August. Jumping into Doom, we had new snap map features, new multiplayer modes, One Flag, CTF, King of the Hill, and 3 new free-for-all modes, including Deathmatch, is coming very soon, as well as the Unto the Evil DLC, multiplayer DLC, with new maps, new playable demon, the Harvester. There's some new skins and some fun stuff there, too. So that'll be out if you're a fan of Doom. As well, if you haven't tried Doom, this week, Bethesda's offering you to download and play the demo of the first playable level in Doom on both consoles and PC. So if you haven't had a chance to check out Doom, now you can do that. Really hearkening back to the old demo days. Moving on to Elder Scrolls Online. They announced the Dark Brotherhood DLC. They released the Dark Brotherhood DLC last week on PC. So that's coming to consoles very soon. As well, they're expanding into Japan, so technically now it's a worldwide game. And then the new kind of feature they announced is the One Tamriel system, where basically there are no level restrictions on quests or monsters or killing or exploring. So you can jump in after the tutorial and explore wherever you want and do whatever you want, which is a very cool feature for MMO to have. It's something that isn't really isn't in any other game really, but definitely kind of loops itself back into the Elder Scrolls world by allowing you to kind of go wherever you want and experience whatever you want right off the bat. Also, Bethesda VR, they've been working on VR games for a while, or at least working on VR content. They had there at the show a playable kind of visual tour of a Doom world in VR. I hope they don't release Doom in VR, because that would be goddamn madness. Excuse me. And then they did announce that Fallout 4 VR is coming in 2017 for the HTC Vive. No release date on it, but very interesting that it's coming for the Vive and not the full kind of Oculus and VR package. Very interesting to see how they utilize the motion controls in that, whether they do or not at all. So that is VR. And then they closed out the show with Dishonored 2. A lot of Dishonored 2 information. Brand new gameplay trailer, Karnaka's new zone, brand new engine with the Void engine. It's going to be the same kind of thick story and world-built elements that Dishonored 1 had. So if you haven't checked out Dishonored 1, you should do that. If you are a fan of Dishonored 1, you're going to get the same world building in Dishonored 2, and probably amped up to the nth degree. We got some new gameplay footage in the Dust District, a lot of new abilities, fully upgradable abilities. There's some sort of time travel mechanic they showed off briefly. Not sure how that fits into the actual story. We'll find out on November 11th when the game drops for PC, Xbox One, and PS4. And there will be a collector's edition, which has some cool stuff in it. Supplies are super limited, so just like the Fallout 4 collector's edition, those will probably go very, very quick. So pre-order as quick as possible. And that is it. That is it for Bethesda's E3 conference. Hashtag BE3. We'll be dropping a summary video after this video goes up. We'll be dropping a video summary after tomorrow, after I edit it, really. So we'll see how that plays out. Otherwise, thank you guys for watching. I'm going to take off here, and we are going to get working on the other videos. So if you haven't had a chance to subscribe to our channel, please do that. Follow us on Twitch, and we live stream every other week, as well as a couple other times to do some our gaming news podcast. As well, subscribe to us below at glitchfeed.com for our YouTube channel, where we do daily news videos, as well as we said, wrap-up videos for every E3 conference. If you want to see more, or if you just want the quick digestible news, check that video out. Thank you guys again. I will, I'll see you guys probably tomorrow or the next couple days for a lot more E3 coverage. So thanks a lot, guys.